I wanted to do a little test. Now that the NDA has lifted for the BF1 closed alpha, I can actually start messing around at home in the game and testing stuff. And what better thing to test than how much destruction is in the game and what can and cannot be destroyed. Of course, destruction is now a massive staple of the Battlefield franchise, and on the surface it looks like it's been ramped up from BF3 and BF4. So let's take a look then. Starting off, I'm in a tank, obviously. Stuff like barbed wire, sandbags, no problem at all of course, and you can destroy this sort of stuff too with infantry and grenades. How about this bunker here? Could be snipers or machine gunners in there. If there is, boom, no problem, and you can pretty much destroy that whole thing if you wanted to. If you see any piles of wood stacked up on top of each other, they can probably be destroyed, as can some of the broken up walls. Plenty of these ruins though cannot be destroyed, and you will collide with them in a tank. I think walls like the ones that you're seeing here are left indestructible to allow infantry to push up to the A point with a little bit of cover. Next, barns. Everyone hates barns, right? Well, no problem. If you see a barn like this, I'm pretty sure that all of them on the level can be destroyed somewhat. They come down in stages too, and you can blow open each wall, the roof, and eventually, after enough destruction, unsupported levels are going to cave in. Moving further into the level, there's a lot of these townhouses that are built up of brown bricks, and as far as I can tell, you can't completely level these larger brown brick buildings, but you can blow most of it away though. It's normally the side walls that are indestructible and will remain standing, although some of the interior yellow walls are indestructible too. If you find a smaller brown house though with less floors, you can open it up a lot more, and you can even take out the floors to drop people through. And like I just said, these grey walls that look like ruined houses, a lot of them can be destroyed and driven through. You've just got to learn, I suppose, which ones aren't and which ones are. That is kind of confusing though at first. How about the walls that surround the village areas? Well, pretty much any wall can be destroyed by the looks of it. If you're in a tank, you're more than welcome to just drive on right through, create as much mess as you want. When it comes to walls in BF1, it's fair game. What about windmills? Well, there are several windmills on this level, and it looks like you can blow them up in several different stages. The top, the middle, the sides. But it looks like it's impossible to completely destroy the windmills on this map, and the internal wooden structures inside, which are the stairs, are going to be left intact for infantry to use. Archways at the monastery, you can drive right through those, no problem, and the wooden piles in the middle can actually be used by infantry to get up to a higher level, but of course you can destroy them if you want to. You can even drive straight through some of the barns and houses if you're feeling especially destructive. If there's infantry camping out in there, just go and sort them out, no problem. Now then, moving on, let's take a look at some of the on-foot destruction and micro stuff. These fence panels here, for example, you can individually chop these up, and they span through quite a large portion of the map. Some of the smaller trees can also be blown up and destroyed, whilst other bigger ones cannot. In terms of wood inside buildings, these boards will go bye-bye. Parts of the doors, windows, sandbags, barbed wire, paintings, tables, chairs, etc. You can even shoot holes in the doors and still use them. They're going to operate correctly. Unfortunately, no blowing holes in walls with shotguns in the closed alpha. So what about terrain deformation? Well, if you throw grenades onto the ground, they're going to make a large crater. In some parts of the level, the crater will not be very deep, but in other parts, usually the bits that have a lot more grass on them, it's deep enough that you can actually get in it and use it as cover, kind of making your own foxhole. But you can also make big holes in the ground with the tanks, of course, and anti-tank rocket guns. And just for a laugh, the observation balloons, yes, they can be destroyed if you fly into them by the looks of it, but watch out because sometimes they will kill you if you fly into them. Whoopsie. So in conclusion, obviously in this closed alpha level, St. Quentin Scar, there's a lot of destruction. You can blow a lot of stuff up. Can you level the whole map? No, you can't. Are there some walls and buildings that you can't destroy? Yes. And that can be a little confusing at times. So either it's a matter of learning the map, or perhaps those structures that cannot be destroyed could be textured slightly differently to signal that to the player. Obviously this is all still work in progress, it's closed alpha, but I think it definitely looks promising so far. And that's all for today, folks. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down, and I'll see you in the next one.